For WLCSports.com, this is Adam Heinzen, joined alongside 24th year Warriors head men's basketball coach Skip Noon as we preview the team's 2015-16 season, which tips off tomorrow at Winona State. Coach, your team began practice on October 15th. On Sunday, you'll be a month in, but you play your first game tomorrow. How have things been going so far?
Really good. We're excited about this year. We have a nice core of three seniors. We have an excellent group of newcomers, both a couple of transfers and a nice group of freshmen.
Coach, the team has been building some momentum, not only last year, but over the last three seasons. The team has improved its record last year, finishing 14-12 overall, 10-10 in the NAC. The second straight NAC tournament appearance. You had the 7th seed. You returned 3 senior starters, but you have another young group of returning players. Your optimism, and tell us about this year's group.
Well, it really does start with the seniors, and we have 3 excellent seniors. Alec Brazil will play some point guard for us. Jake Jarnago, who last year was second team all-conference, is probably our emotional leader and leading scorer. And then we got the big man in the middle, Jimmy Morose, who is truly one of our outstanding leaders and captains and does a great job in the basketball court. He's dynamic. He likes to dunk the ball. And so I think we start off with there and then fill in both with some returning guys and then some newcomers.
Yeah, let's talk about the front court, Coach. Obviously, Jim Morose leads that group. Can you tell us who else might be stepping in there to help fill that void?
Well, we're going to be a little young. We're going to see a plethora of freshmen. We will start a freshman, looks like right now. We will begin the season starting Colin Kennedy, who is a freshman, about 6'4", 6'5", freshman from Onalaska Luther. That position really will be shared by another freshman, who is 6'5", young man, Tyler DeYoung from Central Wisconsin Christian. Outstanding duo those guys make, and they both have different skills, and they both play the position a little different. But they both will provide an outstanding lift for us, really 2 of the top recruits we've had in a long time. And then also backing up Jim on the inside, we'll have 2 guys, Paul Coyer from Menominee Falls and Zach Nelson from Kettle Moraine Lutheran. So while Jimmy is the old wily veteran and he's poised to have a great year, we have a string of freshmen who have a chance that, especially after Jim goes, will have a chance to write their own ticket and lead us in the future.
And then your backcourt, Coach, bolstered by 2 returning seniors, as you mentioned earlier, Jake Jarnago, Alec Brazil. You're obviously expecting a lot from those 2, but who else will we see in that mix?
Well, I think we'll also have a returner starting at the 3 for us, and Chase Nowak. Chase is really an outstanding guy that last year played behind Kyle Stells a lot, and Kyle being the senior last year and had a great year. Chase kind of was waiting in the wings, and now it's his turn to shine. So I expect Chase to have a great year. And then behind those guys, we're going to have a string of guys. Tanner Sheevy will play both the 1 and the 2. He's an outstanding young man. He's a transfer from Madison College. He'll be dynamic. He's a top-flight defender. Great with the ball, and we're glad he can handle both. And he probably will share the starting duties a little bit with Alec that way. Then backing up at the 3 right now, although I think he can play a little bit of 2, will be Christian Kennedy. Christian is a transfer from Viterbo College, a guy we recruited really hard coming out of Onalaska Lutheran. Yes, he is the brother of Colin Kennedy, but he is a great shooter. Plays with great intensity, a very good athlete, and has a great understanding for the game. And so those will be the top guys right now that we should see playing time with.
Should be exciting. Coach, how have your newcomers, you mentioned a few earlier, but as a group, how have they adjusted to the college game?
Very well. And we have, I didn't mention all the newcomers, but we really have some outstanding guys that are really close. We have Grant Beck, who's really a dynamic player. He jumps. I'm sure he has the greatest vertical jump of any player I've ever had. He is truly amazing. Practice does not go by where he doesn't do something spectacular with the ball. And he plays everything from a 2 to a 4 for us, and he'll do a lot of great things there. Tyler Orlando, a guy from Arizona, plays some point for us. Will play some 2 for us, and the only thing holding him back is just really learning the college game. He's gonna truly have a great career for us. Nathan Lindloff, probably the top shooter that I've had coming in for a long, long time. Guys know in practice that if they don't cover him, it's going to be good. In a recent scrimmage, he was 5 of 8 from the 3-point line, and he also has a chance to be really good. Just has to figure out the college game, and a little tougher getting open now, but that just is going to take a little bit of time.
Coach, as mentioned, you tip off your season tomorrow against a tough test. Your first. You look at it, your first 4 non-conference games, you open the season with Winona State, Lawrence, UW Oshkosh, and Ripon, and then you open conference play with MSOE. You definitely designed a tough schedule to get you ready for the NAC. Talk about your non-conference schedule and how that's going to set you up for Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference play.
Well, I thought it was much easier than last year, opening up with Marquette. I thought that was brilliant scheduling. Winona State is an outstanding opponent. Not too long ago, they won the Division II National Championship. Already here in a preseason game, they walked all over UW Eau Claire. I think it was 81-43. So we're going to face a tough and stiff competition there. Lawrence and Ripon are always really successful programs, and we're going to have to be on our best game to compete there. And then Oshkosh is the team that last year made it to the WIAC championship game and was a couple of possessions away from going to the national tournament last year. So we know that they're very good and they're going to be hungry this year. So I think with our non-conference schedule, we try to prepare ourselves to handle the rigors of the conference, and we have a very good conference again. But I expect us to be right there with the very best.
And talk about the adjustment this year in conference play to the six-team conference tournament. And also the new rules and how that's going to affect the game. Have you had a little adjustment to that so far?
Well, the 6-team conference tournament, there are going to be some good teams that are left out. And while last year we finished in a tie for 6th place because of the seeding, last year we wouldn't have made the tournament, which would have been really hard because I thought we had a great season last year. This year it's going to be even tougher because they're only taking the top 6, so we got to make hay right away. The rule changes, I think there's some significant rule changes. The 30-second shot clock. That 5 seconds may not seem like it makes a big difference, but it does. I think the scoring will be up. Every year the officials are trying to clean up play and make basketball more of a flowing game and not so much like a football game. We'll see how that holds out. And, I think that I think they're good rules, but whether they follow them, and I think there'll be some inconsistencies at first. I think there'll be a lot of fouls called early, so we'll see how that all shakes out.
Again, it's the Warriors and the Winona State Warriors. Tomorrow at noon from Winona, Minnesota, the Warriors tip off their season. They'll be home November 24th hosting Ripon in their home opener. Coach, good luck tomorrow, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Thank you, and thank you to all the fans who follow Warrior men's and women's basketball. And it's going to be a couple of great seasons this year.